Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to murder you again. Standing there with none other than Kazami.
待っていたわよ、渡瀬、浮田さん。
Tears welled up in her eyes when she said that.
あなたたちがテロなんか起こさなければ、渚は死なずに済んだのに。
Oh shit! She pulled the trigger! Lights in the facility went off at that exact same moment. Automatic PA broadcast echoed throughout the room. Oh, that's somewhat fortuitous. Okay. Room area 0, WX particle amplifier, and all lifelines. Oh shit. The facility was then sealed in darkness. 4 shadows fumbled their way through that darkness. There were only 30 minutes left until the lockdown lifted. Oh shit, we're really getting this close. 9 convictions blended in the dark. Oh boy. Chapter 6. In the darkness of the blackout, Natsuhiko, Yuri, Mashiro, and Enna supported each other as they headed to Area N. As they walked, Natsuhiko told everyone about the epiphany he'd just had.
立花さんの妹だったんです。有利の時と同じ手口で表向きは死んだことにされてラボに幽閉されたんですよ。おそらく9年前の4月7日団地ガス爆発の時に。
Shit.
そんなのってひどすぎるよ。
They spoke with quivering voices.
じゃあ立花さんは被験体 N の死の原因を作った Q のメンバーを断罪しようとしているわけ。
She certainly is now.
断罪あるいはもっと単純に敵討ちかもしれません。
敵討ちってあの立花さんが。
立花さんの内面は僕を撃った時の渡瀬と同じくらい激烈な悪意に染まっていました。それが感染後しばらく発露しなかったのは誰を憎むべきかはっきりしてなかったからでしょう。
Oh, that is true. That is very true.
精神力で抑え込んでいたってのもあると思います。
That is also true. She was very disciplined. Kosumi now knew exactly whom to hate. She even rationalized her intent to murder with the justification that it was to protect Watase's name and to avenge her sister. As Tachibana intends to kill Watase and Mr. Ukita. Even malice infection won't completely erase someone's original personality. Even Watase had shown signs of his original self. If Miss Tachibana, a woman who put her life on the line to save lives, were to kill someone, what would happen next? Natsuhiko was struck with an intense unease. They needed to stop Kazami, but how? She had stolen Enna's gun, leaving Natsuhiko's gun the only weapon. If I'm correct, there are only 2 bullets left, but what can we do with those? What can we even do with this gun? As Natsuhiko touched the gun slung on his belt, Enna sighed and muttered about.
天下君、立花さんの悪意を消去できると思う？
難しいとは思います。今までとは全然状況が違うから。
She has become a completely different case, indeed. And can I just point out how friggin' well done that segment was? Just, like, if you've played this far, you'll start to pick up on how there's only, like, 3 memories to purge. They all seem rather benign. And, like, not significant changes that you have to go out of your way to find the changes. And then you go into the final one to find subject N, and there's nothing. And then you keep looking and keep looking and keep looking, and strange things start happening, and then, oh shit, Kosumi interrupts you, and things just start to slow, gradual spiral down that picks up in intensity. And just, goddamn, that was amazing. That was great. None of the others whose mouths he'd ever had erased had been communicators. But Kazami was a communicator. She was Subject N's older sister, and through WX particle-induced genetic mutation, she had likely become a rank S aptitude communicator.
次に立花さんにセンシズシンパシーを使ったら、こっちが記憶修正をしている間に向こうも僕の記憶操作を仕返してくる可能性が高いです。
The question becomes, how do we even manipulate her memories to purge the malice? Like, Subject N is, like, no longer passively in her memories. Subject N is actively in her memories as we speak.
じゃあ最悪の場合、
Then I go crazy.
夏彦がセンシズシンパシーを使った瞬間、記憶を消されちゃうって可能性もあるの？
ないとは言えない。
Actually, that possibility was rather high. An even worse case scenario was that the shock of memory erasure could damage his brain itself. If my brain were to get damaged, couldn't that make memory recovery impossible even if I bring Yuri along? To say nothing of the accumulated mental damage his repeated confrontations with Nagisa had wrought. Ever since he got hit with Kazumi's telepathy attack, his head had been aching continuously. Would his next confrontation with Nagisa bring his mind and spirit to their final limits? As Natsuhiko fell into despair, Yuri spoke up beside him.
でも巧妙はあります。巧妙？立花さんは私やヒコリンとは違って PC の訓練をちゃんと受けていない。センシズシンパシーを自由に使いこなせるとは限らないんですよ。
Like she's not able to trigger it on her own? But if you connect to her, she's clearly shown that she's able to reverse the connection.
副隊長さんの脳内で流れるほんのわずかな時間の間に N いや渚ちゃんを消去しきることができれば勝てるはずなんです。できそう？夏彦。
I don't know. Natsuhiko couldn't answer. Yeah, rightfully pensive about that. Because that didn't seem like hope at all, but rather nothing more than wishful thinking.
そう。それじゃやっぱり私が何とかするしかないわね。
え？あ！
The moment Natsuhiko asked for clarification, Anna reached for Natsuhiko's belt and snatched his gun.
何をするんですか、先生。
コミュニケーターのあなたたちが何とかできない問題は私たちが解決するしかない。
Could, in theory,
私たち超過極の人間はずっとそうしてきたんだもの。
knock her unconscious.
先生、まさか。
I don't think Anna has killing intent here.
私が立花さんを説得する。そしてもしそれ射殺するわ。
Oh, never mind. She has killing intent.
そんな嫌ですよ、先生。先生、コミュニケーターを守りたいって言ったじゃないですか。立花さんだってコミュニケーターなのに殺しちゃうんですか？
Right now she's an unfathomably dangerous threat. Anna solemnly replied to Mashiro's plea.
あなたたちも知っているはずでしょ。16年前9月16日、この町は火に包まれたの。たった一人の N 化したコミュニケーターによって。そこから全てが狂い始めた。立花さんは今やコミュニケーター A に限りなく近い存在になっている。私はそれを見過ごすわけにはいかないの。超過局の職員として。
I'll say it's highly possible that Kazumi's currently more dangerous. She has clear will and intent in what she's doing. It's like she's become the super soldier that was only theorized to be Leibo's goal by Yukita, I think, NQ? Anna grasped the gun tightly. Her eyes were no longer those of the teacher.
ごめんなさい。もう先生には戻れないわね。さようなら、私の生徒たち。短い間だったけど楽しかったわ。
And with that, Anna rushed towards Area N.
先生待ってください先生
Anna wouldn't stop no matter how much Natsuhiko yelled. His screams faded into the darkness.
二人とも
Yuri supported Mashito and Natsuhiko, and the three of them ran. With each step they took, pain ran through the gunshot wounds all over their bodies. The wounds the malice-infected Watase had inflicted. Natsuhiko no longer knew what was right. But still, there has to be a route that leads to everyone's survival. There just has to be. With that conviction in mind, the three communicators ran. Eventually they saw the gate to Area N. Please don't die on me. Natsuhiko completed that thought, the gate opened. And beyond that gate, they saw... Standoff. Kazami pointing a gun. At a fallen but uninjured Ukita. That face. I'm sorry, this is very serious, but that face just makes me chuckle. It seemed Watase had pushed him away just a second before Kazami fired. In front of the two men stood Jun, covering them. Beside her was Sally, standing at the ready. And finally, beside them was Anna, pointing at another gun.
やめなさい立花さん今度は威嚇はしないわ今すぐ銃を下ろさないと撃つわよ椿山さん今だけは邪魔しないでください私が殺したいのはただ二人だけなんです浮田さんと渡瀬この二人を殺し妹の仇を撃ったら私は自分に始末をつけます
Oh. The atmosphere froze at those words.
やめてお姉ちゃん殺すのも死ぬのもやめてよ
待て森部俺が死ぬのは別にそれだけのことをしでかしたんだ
隊長
だが風見おっさんは勘弁してくれそしてもちろんお前も死ぬな
After hearing those words, Ukita smiled in self-derision.
いや殺すなら僕も殺したねそれが僕の職責動機はどうあれ僕らはたくさんの犠牲者
Sally interrupted Ukita.
立花風見言っておくが時間がないこんなところで余計な時間を取らせるなら私があなたを倒す
Kazami glared at Watase without so much as a glance to Sally. The wills of 6 people clashed. What should I do? If the situation were left as it is, then Watase would surely die, which would naturally make his deal with Yuri all null and void, setting her free. Then Miss Tachibana and Mr. Ukita would die too. Do I abandon 3 people to save Yuri? There was no way he could do that. There really is no other option besides erasing Miss Tachibana's malice. Only Natsuhiko could do it. Only he could use Senses Sympathy on Kazami at that distance. Could he erase her malice? If Nagisa were to defeat Natsuhiko, then it would mean the end of everything. The more time it takes, the more dangerous it'll be. It'll be a big enough risk just searching through Miss Tachibana's memory for Subject N. In that case, what if I just indiscriminately erase all of Miss Tachibana's memory? It was a measure that Natsuhiko had forbidden himself from taking. Yep, this is a very fitting... It would indeed be the safer alternative. He had done the same to Watase before. This is very definitely a fitting red choice. Oh, shit. Oh... Then Kazami would fall victim to amnesia. I have to decide what it is that I need to do. Do I value Watase or Kazami here? I'm gonna see if we get something for leaving them even. Natsuhiko thought and then made up his mind.
Yuri
Natsuko quickly grasped Yuri's hand and dove into Kasumi's memories. Okay. Can't erase Miss Tachibana's memories. No way in hell. Doing that wouldn't solve anything. It was with that thought that Natsuko dove into the depths of Kasumi's mind. Besides, I made a promise to myself when we were walking down that long road to Labo this morning. I swore I'd protect everyone and everything this time. That includes Miss Tachibana. No exceptions. However, as if in protest to his resolve, a ferocious wave of malice suddenly enveloped Natsuhiko. Could feel alarm bells going off in his mind, but he could also hear Yuri's voice.
開けないで、ヒコリン。もしヒコリンが悪意に侵食されても、記憶を消去されても、私が治してあげるから。だから、副隊長さんを。
Yeah, you can bet on that. Natsuko then headed for the innermost depths of Kazumi's mind, where subject N's spirit lay. For long, a sight suddenly spread out before his eyes. Ooh, he was in her room. Not subject N's room in Labo, but Nagisa's room at the old Tachibana residence, room 303 of that long-gone apartment complex. There he found her.
来てしまったのね。
Oh shit, we're here.
ああ、来たよ。橘さんを君の呪縛から解放するために。
そう。
Subject N looked at Natsuhiko and gave him a small hint of a smile.
さっきね、あなたの記憶を読んで、ようやく思い出したの。私がかつて橘渚と呼ばれていたこと。
Ah?
優しいお姉ちゃんと大好きな純ちゃんと三人きりだったけど幸せだった日々のこと。
Alright.
だけどそれはやがて終わって私はこのラボに来た。
Is that good? I mean, that she's remembering herself. Not that she went to Labo.
それから9年間ずっとここで。
辛かったよな。
うんうん。辛かったのはお姉ちゃんと純ちゃんに会えないことだけ。それさえ我慢すれば何不自由ない生活だったから。
Until you got pushed over the edge. Huh. That is similar to Yuri. Natsuhiko hesitated. So are you telling me that Yuri's treatment was not the exception? And that the test subjects were generally treated well? It's just that they were put through experiments that had the potential to break their mind completely? Which is likely highly unethical, and the fact that they were essentially had their deaths faked, which is also highly unethical. Natsuhiko hesitated. She was very different from the other subject N's he had encountered. She wasn't imitating Kazumi's speech patterns. Did she actually change from reading that memory about herself? Her personality was also totally different from Kazumi's. Is this Nagisa? But like this was her original personality, her true spirit. If I erase this girl, I'll be killing her for real this time, won't I?
なあ、僕が君を消す以外に橘さんを解放する方法はないのか？
ないよ。
Oh, she smiled cheerfully. Too cheerfully.
私が風見ちゃんの脳内にいる限り風見ちゃんが元に戻ることはない。私は悪意そのものだから。
バカな、そうは見えない。
あなたと話をするために必死で抑えているだけだよ。
Oh.
本当は私ね、あなたたちが憎くて憎くてしょうがないの。
All of us?
私はもう橘渚じゃないの。被験体 N なんだよ。 今からじゃどうしても渚には戻れない。お姉ちゃんの妹には戻れない。
You say that, but you sound gutted that that's the case.
かつてそう呼ばれていたというだけの他人なの。
Oh god, her smile oozed with malice. Well, that turned around in a hurry. Oh shit. Room from her memories began to warp. And as he stood in that whirlpool of malice, Natsuhiko wept.
どうしてこんなことに。
Subject N's very existence saddened him. He was unbearably sad about the destiny she'd been forced to bear.
僕らと同い年で同じ町に住んでいて。
And if fate had twisted in a slightly different direction, you could have been the one in here, Natsuhiko.
どうしてこうも違ってしまったんだ。やり直すことはできないのか。
She shook her head.
できないよ。仕方のないことがこの世にはたくさんあるの。記憶をいくら操作しても事実は変えられない。私があなたを消してしまいたいということ。
With that declaration, Natsuhiko resolved himself.
君が僕を消すというのなら。
And I'll erase you first.
僕は君と戦わなきゃならない。僕の背には渡瀬たちの命がかかっているんだ。だから。
それでいいんだよ。私とあなたは違う。私はあなたにはなれない。それが全ての人々の間に横たわる絶対の真理なんだから。
Oh god. She tapped her temple with a fingertip. Uh-oh. Get ready for some BC.
始めようか、天川くん。
Oh shit.
ああ。
What's happening? Natsuhiko nodded and brought a finger to his temple as well. Mind battle! Then he began to wish. Wish for her annihilation. That moment, Natsuhiko's thoughts were swallowed into darkness. Oh no! You could tell his memories were falling apart before his eyes. I need to hurry. What is happening? I have to erase her before she annihilates me. Oh man, this is a video I have to splice in. It was a battle that was only lasting for a mere second in real time. But despite that, the difference between their abilities soon became clear with the rate they were erasing her memories. I think I'm gonna make it! Natsuhiko was being erased faster than he was erasing her. Slight hesitation still remained within Natsuhiko. That's what's holding back my full ability. Once he completed his thought, it was too late. Light flashed through his brain. And he felt like something was ripping him to shreds. Oh, so this is what all of Natsuhiko's memories were quickly vanishing. You could also feel his personality fade away. Oh, wow. Ah. Disappearing. I'm disappearing. Oh god. Is that a memory of a girl most precious to him rose in the very nooks of his consciousness?
光。
You could hear her voice. Yuri. Natsuhiko's memories instantly began to reconstruct. The rate they were being repaired outpaced the rate they were falling apart.
Yuri.
大丈夫だよ、ヒコリン。ヒコリンは消えたりなんかしない。私が消させない。絶対に。
Fuck yeah, Yuri! Her voice kept Natsuhiko conscious just as she was about to faint. The will of iron was forged within Natsuhiko's heart. He mustered his entire force of will and focused again. Not on erasing Subject N, only on setting Kazami free from the malice. Adieu. Farewell. For long. Oh, an image surfaced from within the white darkness. Hello. It's a vision of young Nagisa walking far away. Kazumi's voice echoed from somewhere.
渚、待って、行っちゃダメ。そっちはダメなの。戻ってこられなくなるのよ。
Is this Miss Tachibana's dream? Natsuhiko was experiencing the same dream through Kazumi's 5 senses. Nagisa soon turned around and smiled at Kazumi.
渚!
Kazumi then woke up.
何？お姉ちゃん。
Oh! Nagisa looked down upon Kazumi.
渚、
Kazumi said that with clear relief.
大丈夫？少しうなされてたみたいだったけど。夢を見ていたわ。夢？そう。あなたがどこか遠くに行ってしまう夢。とても悲しい夢だった。そう。でもね、お姉ちゃん、安心して。私はここにいるよ。そうね。
Kazumi smiled at Nagisa.
あなたはいつも私と一緒にいてくれたわね。私たちはずっと一緒だった。
Tears welled up in Kazumi's eyes.
たとえあなたがもう死んでしまっていたとしても。
Nagisa returned Kazumi's smile at those words.
なんだ、気づいてたの。ええ、今見ているのが夢だってこと。現実には渚がいないということ。そうだね。
Kazumi looked at Nagisa and spoke.
それでも会えて嬉しかったわ。私もだよ、お姉ちゃん。ずっとずっと会いたかったから。
Nagisa grew quiet for a few seconds. Then she started softly speaking again.
閉じ込められたばかりの頃ね。私、一度だけお姉ちゃんに会おうと思って、ラボを脱走しようとしたんだ。
The case N.
でも、すぐにケース N が発令されて、脱走に失敗しちゃって。
The case N that Natsuhiko and Yuri got trapped
しか
in.
も、二人の子供が巻き込まれて、その子たちも遺伝子変異を起こしちゃったの。
Oh god.
それって天川くんと優里さんの。だからね、お姉ちゃん、あの二人を憎まないで。渡瀬さんのことも誰のことも。悪いのはあの人たちじゃないんだから。そうね、そうよね。
Nagisa gave a lonely smile when Kazumi said that.
それじゃあそろそろお別れの時間だよ。渚、そんなに悲しい顔をしないで。私はいなくなったけど、お姉ちゃんの記憶の中に生きているよ。だから思い出せばいつでも会える。お姉ちゃんが覚えていてくれる限り、私はずっとお姉ちゃんと一緒だよ。ええ、分かってる。忘れないわ。あなたが私と一緒にいてくれたこと。ずっと忘れないわ。
Nagisa stroked Kazumi's cheek.
ありがとう、姉ちゃん。
Malice Buster. With that, they awoke from the dream. Strangely enough, he didn't get the headache and uncomfortable brain-rattling sensation that he had the previous few times. It wasn't long before his 5 senses gently came back. First thing he heard with his newly returned hearing was the sound of Yuri's tear-stricken voice.
ひかりひかりあの子が消えちゃった
And the first thing he saw with his newly returned sight was Kazami slowly falling unconscious to the floor.
Kazami!
Watase ran up to Kazami, caught her firmly in his arms just before she could hit the floor.
Kazami! Kazami!
Watase called out her name over and over again.
夏彦
Mashito's voice was full of bewilderment.
終わったんだよ。悪意は消えた。
Kazami's eyes opened at the same time Natsuhiko said that.
渡瀬お姉ちゃん
Jun called out to her nervously, but Kazami alleviated her fears by speaking in a gentle voice.
ジュン心配をかけたわね
Jun hugged Kazami while crying. Kazami gently stroked Jun's hair.
よかったごめんね本当に心配かけて
Kazami whispered that to Jun, then turned to Watase.
ごめんなさい渡瀬あなたを何度も傷つけてしまったわ
いや、あれは受けるべき痛みだ。もちろんあの程度で俺の罪が償えるとは思えないが。
いいのよ本当にもういいのあなたはこのラボに幽閉されていた被験体たちを助けようとしてくれた渚を救い出そうとしてくれたそれが叶わなかったとしても私はあなたを責めることなんかできない私はあなたと似た人生をたどってきたんだから
They really have in the end.
あなたの気持ちは誰よりもわかるから
Watase then silently embraced Kasumi. Oh. Neither of them said another word. After everything had ended, Watase walked up to Natsuhiko.
ありがとうな、夏彦。風見の記憶を消さないでくれて。
いや、当然だよ。僕も橘さんの記憶を消さずに良かったと思ってる。
そうか、そうだよな。正直なところ、俺は今までお前を恐れていた。他人の記憶を自在に操作できる怪物のような存在だって。
無理もないさ。
だけどお前はその能力を乱用することはなかった。痛みに耐えながらも人を救うためだけに使っていた。
100% trust the route?
それでようやく俺も理解できたよ。お前は怪物なんかじゃない。お前は俺たちと変わらない人間だ。
Those words moved Natsuhiko's heart. He remembered something that Subject N in Watase's mind had once told him. Use inhuman abilities to your heart's content to stomp on others. You know what they call being like that? A monster, that's what. Those words had weighed heavily on his mind the whole time. With Watase's words alone, the dark clouds shrouding Natsuhiko's heart felt as though they'd finally been lifted. However, in contrast to the broad smile that had formed on Natsuhiko's face, Watase's face was full of gloom.
それに比べ、俺はバカ野郎だ。なあ、夏彦。お前に言わなきゃならないことがある。
Oh yeah, the bomb.
ゼロエリアに降りて分かったんだ。俺たちは取り返しのつかないことをしたんだって。
何の話だ？
We should get the fuck out of here.
例の爆弾のことだ。あれは解体不可能で、しかも核兵器解放の前に爆発する。
Natsuhiko, Yuri, Mashito, and Enna's eyes widened in shock. Watase explained the bomb situation to Natsuhiko and the others. Why disarming it was impossible, and why the lockdown end time had lagged. And how at this rate, everyone would die in the explosion.
どうする？
それを考えたいんだ。生き残る術が何かないか。頼むみんな、知恵を貸してくれ。
Everyone's faces froze at that statement. Only about 20 minutes remained until detonation. 9 survivors racked their brains to come up with a way to survive together.
動けるメンバーは僕ら9人全員。
だが、現状の打破に役立ちそうな品はもうほとんど残ってない。
Watase picked up the gun Kosumi had dropped earlier.
こんなものじゃ殺し合いはできても生き残るためには何の役にも立たんよ。
Watase put away the gun in his pocket as he said that.
あと使えるのはエンジンカッターとかせいぜい空気ジャッキとかでしょうか。
どれもこれも今さら役に立つとは思えんね。
でも諦めちゃダメですよ。爆弾が何ともできないならみんなで脱出口を探しましょう。
難しいと思うわ。6時間散々探して見つからなかったものをあと20分で探すなんて。
じゃあもう一度ブレインセルをハッキングして核壁を解放させられないかな。
Nope, that was a one-shot go.
さっき権限を奪い返された時、構成防壁ってのを起動されてアリス2号がダウンさせられました。母さんが用意したハッキングソフトはもう使えないでしょう。
でも念のため試してみるのは。
Sally, can you plug Alice number 1 in and download the software off of Recover Alice number 2?
やってみようか。
And so the survivors moved to the control room for the time being. There they connected Alice number 2 to Brain Cell. Of course, Brain Cell showed no reaction whatsoever.
やっぱり一回こっきりのチャンスだったんだ。
Once Natsuko said that, Sally murmured softly.
アリスがまだアリス1号が残ってる。
Did I call it?
天川博士はアリスに様々なソフトを入れてくれた。その中には用途不明のソフトも入っていた。
Oh shit, one of those the hacking?
もしかしたらそれが
That'd be a hell of a backup. Without waiting for the other's response, Sally connected Alice number 1 to Brain Cell. Then the 3 control terminals each displayed the authentication screens. Oh shit.
いけそうだ。
でもいいのサリュー。ハッキングに使ったらこの子も壊れちゃうんだよ。もちろん辛い。アリスは私の心の一部だから。だけどみんなが死ぬのはもっと辛い。
Correct.
ここを出たら私が必ずアリスを治す。生きてさえいればそれもできるはずだから。
ああ、だな。
Everyone looked glad at those words, but then...
いや待ってくれ。
What?
権限を奪って核兵器を解放しても30秒が過ぎたらブレインセルが再びケース N を発令するはずだ。
Oh.
みんなあれを見ろ。
Kid pointed at the indicator on the monitor labeled Area N Energy Level. Value read 1539 milliscalar value.
ケース N の発令条件は N エリアの WX 粒子エネルギー量が1ミリスカラバリュー以上になっているということ。そして被験体が N エリアもしくは第5エリア外に出ているということだ。みんなで脱出するためにはこの条件に必ず引っかかってしまう。
Kita's bitter voice shocked the others.
つまりこういうことですか。核壁を解放しても30秒後には核壁。
そして核兵器を解放する作業には3人必要。6人を外に逃がすために3人地下に残らなきゃならないってことだな。
Everyone gasped at those words. That was the answer that thrust before them. 3 people must remain in the control room to steal root authority from Brain Cell and force the bulkheads open. At the very least, that means 6 people can escape before the explosion. It also means that the other 3 need to die. The question once thrust upon Watase was now thrust upon the others. Watase found the 30 AD ampules in Miyoko Tenkawa's office, he had thought to himself, only 6 of the 9 could survive. 9 minus 3 equals 6. That equation bound them once again. And which 3 do we choose? Which 6 get to survive? 9 people in the control room established emotional bonds through all their shared experiences. Even if their principles and perspectives differed, not a single one of them genuinely wished for any of the others to die. It's just too sad to decide who had to stay. Even if Watase or I sacrifice ourselves, that won't solve everything. Just like how Natsuhiko tried to break Mashito out of there knowing through the cargo lift. And how Watase went off to extinguish the fires in Area N. He didn't even have the option to save everyone in exchange for their own lives. Still, you still have to make a decision. We're all probably thinking the same thing. A hopeless silence engulfed the room. Eventually, a girl whispered an answer in Natsuhiko's ear. Don't you dare suggest yourself. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Yuri looked at everyone as she said that.
そうですよね、皆さん。爆弾はゼロエリアに仕掛けられてるんでしょ。あんな地下深いところに。だったら爆風は核壁の前までは達しないかもしれないんですよ。
Oh.
それを祈ってみんなで核壁が自然と解放されるのを待ちましょう。
I don't think we'll be that lucky.
そうだよ。それがいいよ、ユーリ。誰かを犠牲にして生き延びるなんて。
Mashito approved of Yuri's opinion. Even in this dire situation, the two girls never forgot kindness. That kindness won't help right now. Watase spoke Natsuhiko's thoughts for him.
お前たちは本当に優しいんだな。でもそれはダメだ。それなら誰か6人を脱出させた後、残った3人が核壁の前で待った方がいいだろう。
でも残るって誰が？
Watase's gonna volunteer. Ukida's probably gonna second.
それこそ決まってるさ。少なくとも俺は残る。
Not shocking. Kazami and Jun's eyes widened at those words.
そんな隊長。
なんだよ、当然だろ。何しろ爆弾を仕掛けたのは俺なんだからな。
またそうやってカッコつけて他人を救うために自分の命を捨てるのはバカ者のすることでしょ。
That's exactly what he told her.
その通りだ。俺はテロなんてしでかした大バカ野郎だ。だから自分のしたことの始末は自分でつけたいんだよ。
Ukida's gonna chime in.
だからあと必要なのは2人だ。地下に残るのは俺と誰か2人。
あと2人。
Jun murmured that and then fell silent. Then after a brief pause, she spoke up resolutely. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you dare.
わかった。わかったよ。
Don't do it. Jun looked at Kazami with clouded eyes.
残ろう、お姉ちゃん。
Oh.
私たちシリウスの3人が。
何？
ちょっとジュン、私が残るのはいいにしてもどうしてあなたまで？
隊長とお姉ちゃんだけ残っても3人には満たないからだよ。私たちの職務は人命救助だ。そのためにどうしても犠牲が必要なら仕方ないよね。
それはそうかもしれませんが。
You know, I was waiting for Ukita to volunteer, but this also feels right, even though it hurts me. Kazumi reluctantly accepted that viewpoint. That's our first option. Option: the rescue squad. Watase, Kazumi, and Jun would stay. Then Ukita cut in. Okay.
待て。残るなら僕が残る。
浮田さん？
僕と隊長さんは当事者だ。隊長さんが残るなら当然僕も残る。
ダメですよ、浮田さん。あなたはあくまで要救助者です。そんなことは認められません。
いや、おっさんの言うことは正論だ。 残るのは俺とおっさんとあと一人だけだ。
Watase Ukita and one other person. As soon as Natsuhiko heard those words, he spoke without thinking.
だったら僕が残るべきだ。
Oh. Yuri and the others gasped at Natsuhiko's suggestion.
どうして夏彦が？
当事者が残るべきというのなら僕も当事者だからさ。
He was just trying to stay alive, but his act of staying alive did ultimately lead to the bomb timer being displaced.
核壁の解放時刻がずれたのか僕の BC のせいなんだから。
Of those who deserve to take blame and atone for it, Natsuhiko is way at the bottom of that list. And thus, out of his own volition, Natsuhiko came up with the second option. The ones at fault. Natsuhiko, Watase, Ukita would stay. Of course, I don't want to choose that option myself, and Yuri and the others don't seem to agree with it either, but... just as Natsuhiko and Pad predicted, Mashito and the others spoke up in opposition.
夏彦何言ってんの？だからって残ることないよ。
Correct. I agree.
私もそう思う。その程度のことで夏彦を当事者というのなら、ここにいる全員が当事者のようなもの。そうだよ、ヒコリン。ヒコリンが残ることはないよ。
でもだったら誰が残るって言うんだ。
Question silenced Yuri for a moment, but eventually she answered resolutely.
そうだよね。隊長さんと浮田さんが残っても、
It's gonna be her.
あと誰か一人は残らなきゃならないんだから。
Oh, I don't like any of these options.
だったらやっぱり
Ah.
私が。
Ah.
ダメだよ、ユーリン。それもおかしいよ。おかしいのは分かってるよ。でもマシロ、だったらどうすればいいの？仮に隊長さんと浮田さんが残っても、あと一人は誰か残らなきゃならないんだよ。そんなこと言わないでよ、ユーリ。なんでいつもユーリばっかりがそんな目に遭わなきゃいけないの？私はまた罪悪感抱えて生きてくの？こんなのがいつまで続くの？ユーリを残すくらいなら私が残った方がマシだよ。
Oh god.
喧嘩はダメ。二人は親友のはず。だけどサリュー、ユーリを死なせるわけには。そうは言うけど、だったら真白が地下に残るの？私は真白に死んでほしくはない。もっとも私があなたたちの代わりに地下に残るとも言えない。私は死にたくない。
Unfailingly honest. But understandable.
出会って初めて人生が楽しいと思えた。
Don't want to die, don't want any of you to die.
ようやく本当の人生が始まったばかりだと思っていた。だから私はもっと生きたい。サリュー。
Everyone grew silent as Sally squeezed out her honest feelings from the bottom of her heart.
ごめんなさい。私はあなたたちのようにはなれない。
You are valid.
それが普通だよ。何にも謝ることなんかないよ。
Anna cut into the conversation.
そうよ、三宮さん。大人がしでかしたことのために子供が死ぬなんて間違ってるわ。かといって正直私も死にたくないんだけどね。こんなところで死んでたまるもんですか。そう思って肩肘張ってここまで生き抜いてきたわ。もう十分なんて思えない。誰かのために死にたいとも思えない。それが本来の人間の姿、動物としての本能。
As Anna said that, her noble facial features warped tearfully.
だけどね、私 教師なのよね。
And I can't just leave while one of my kids stays to die.
自分の生徒を犠牲にするくらいだったら私が地下に残った方がまだマシ。
Natsuhiko was shocked to hear those unexpected words.
先生。
何を言ってるのエナ。それじゃあなたもユーリたちと一緒。
違うの。私はただ子供を犠牲に生き延びる大人なんてそんなのは大人じゃないと思うだけよ。そういう大人たちがこんな異常な世界を作り上げたんだわ。だから私はあなたたちに知ってほしいの。
Aw.
当事者じゃなくても
Aw.
人命救助の任務を背負ってなくても赤の他人の子供のために命を張れる大人がいるんだって、そういう姿を見せておけばあなたたちはこの社会を呪わずに済むわよね。きっと次の世代にはもっとマシな社会になるはずよ。
Those words were most likely a thought that Anna had shut away in the innermost depths of her heart, oozing out just now. She seriously wanted to live. On the other hand, she wanted to save the children. She was tied up by her own self-preservation instincts and the logic to save others.
もう私にはわからない。どうすればいいの？
Once he heard Sally say that, Natsuhiko pondered. I don't want to let anyone else die, but Yuri and the others probably won't accept me staying behind. Damn it, is there no other option? The moment that thought crossed his mind, Kazami suddenly spoke up.
もう一つだけ道があることに気づきました。
Oh?
私は先ほどセンシズシンパシーに目覚めてしまいました。これでこの場にいる9人の中に3人センシズシンパシーの使い手がいることになります。
Okay.
そしてセンシズシンパシーの使い手は仮に脱出できても幽閉対象になるでしょう。
Oh.
何を言いたいんですか、橘さん。
だったらねえ天川くん、ユーリさん、どうせ幽閉されるのであれば我々が地下に残るというのは。
Natsuhiko was driven speechless. For the time being, they had their third option. The Senses Sympathy users would stay. However,
本気で言っているんですか、橘さん。
あなた私の話聞いてたの？あなたが残るのは勝手だけど子供を犠牲にするなって言ってんのよ。
Kazami didn't answer. Natsuhiko couldn't understand why she would ever say such a thing.
おい風見、よせ、そんな話は。決定事項は俺が残るってことだけだ。それ以外は考えるな。
Watase's word ended the discussion, which left three options in all. 1. The rescue workers, Watase, Kazami, Jun, would stay. 2. The ones at fault, Natsuhiko, Watase, Ukita would stay. 3. The Senses Sympathy users, Natsuhiko, Yuri, Kazami would stay. Each option was as difficult to choose as the next. Is there no other route to take? Does somebody have to die? It's almost time to make their decision. Time to decide who to cast away was imminent. We'll decide. We will decide. We'll decide. Next time.